Welcome to the Fantasy Football Show. I'm your man Smitty, and today I got a little special treat for you. We are live right now. This is live. I'm live. And I appreciate everybody filing in. Wipe your feet on the way in the door. We're first going to go over my top 4 go-get players. You're looking at them right on screen. No surprises. I'll let you know right up front what I'm talking about. My top 4 players to go get right now before week number 10 kicks off. Now, I'm going to play a pre-recorded post-production video right now, but I'll be live in the chat talking with you, answering questions while the video plays. But enjoy this little intro. Then after that intro, we're talking about Darren Waller on IR. He's out at least 4 weeks. We're talking about Josh Allen not practicing again. And then we're going to talk about Jonathan Taylor, his second day back at practice. Appreciate the OJ, Big Drop, James Flatt in the building, official, all you guys that are first in the building, wipe your feet. Let's get to the intro. And then guess what? It's time to talk and answer your questions, answer phone calls, do all that jazz. Right here, here's the top 4 go-get players for week number 10. Jonathan Taylor, Mark Andrews, Gabriel Davis, Amon-Ra,
St. Brown, oh my.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty. Take a lap.
There's always risk involved in buying injured players on the low, players that haven't shown up in a while like St. Brown. There's always risk involved. So will all 4 of these guys probably land? Probably not. They could. There is risk involved. Know that. But when I comb over a ranking list, go forward, and I look at my thefantasyfootballshow.com rankings, by the way, which can ironically be found at thefantasyfootballshow.com. Bold predictions, rankings, year-round rankings at that, and the famous text advice you can get. When I look at my rankings, those players are sticking out like a sore thumb. Jonathan Taylor back at practice again, 2 straight days in a row. He'll walk into Friday with 3 straight practices looking good. His owners may be a little less likely to trade him now that he's practiced twice. They probably have heard, oh, he's practicing, he might be good to go. But the thing about Jonathan Taylor, the thing that makes Jonathan Taylor so easy to trade for is the owner of Jonathan Taylor, unless they just acquired him in a trade, they've been waiting on JT all year long. They've been losing. You can't really get wins or a lot of wins, or you can't be a dominant team. You're probably struggling to some degree if you drafted JT 1.1 and have not been able to use him. You're treading water. You're probably 3 wins, 2 wins. You're looking for anything, and you can't really wait or weather through anything else. You kind of need to make a move. You kind of got to strike while the value might be there. So take a shot at trading for JT using 2 players that might help this team come back that has JT, and they think, okay, I can get 2 players here. He hasn't bounced back yet. You're not going to have to pay the old JT value. You may have to pay a little more than you did on Sunday evening or Monday morning, but the value's probably going up a ton. And there is an outside shot that all this turmoil and change going on in Indianapolis does actually spark a different approach, more running, JT back on track. Maybe everybody's more motivated than before. No one's saying Saturday is a good proven coach. He hasn't called plays, but he appears to be a motivational field general. Let's be honest. I heard him speaking yesterday, and I started to get motivated. This guy might be onto something. I'm not saying that he's going to be a great coach. The odds are extremely against him being an amazing head coach, but I'm kind of rooting for him. I kind of like this guy Saturday. His speech was very motivational. Never say things twice. I'm just saying JT's a great buy low. I'm not saying he's a lock. I'm not saying you won't be disappointed. I'm not saying you won't be back to tell me to take a lap and say, why'd you tell me to get back into JT? You told me to sell him weeks ago. Everything's liquid. Everything's evolving. You got to be fluid. You got to be fluid in this business. You got to be able to adjust and adapt. And it's like this with JT. Okay? Now it's time to buy before he goes like that. Make sure you buy low, or none of this makes sense and you don't understand the assignment. Trade for JT. This idea is very Smitty approved.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Mark Andrews is on a bye. Mark Andrews has done exactly what JT has done to his owners to a degree. He's been disappointing. People that own Andrews are probably struggling. They spent high draft capital on him. Go attack while he's on a bye week and not helping his owners. Not only was he disappointed the last 2 games when he was actually on the field, got hurt in the second one, so he had 2 bad games played, sat out a week, now going on a bye. His owners probably can't afford the bye week. Go buy low while he's on the bye. Go buy low before this man jumps back into the number 2 overall tight end category. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe the shoulder affects him. Maybe next week, like with Waller, he gets put on IR all of a sudden. Understand the risk. Make sure you're buying low. But I'm buying low at every turn because he's a league winner at this cost of entry. He's worth the cost of entry. He's worth the risk that comes along with having a shoulder injury that we don't have all the information on. He's coming off a game that he sat out when they said, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. He sat out the next week. Maybe it is a big deal. Maybe it's not. But I'm buying low. I'm taking the gamble. I love Mark Andrews as a league winner for anybody that acquires him before week 10. Smitty approved.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, what can you say that we don't already know? He's been totally disappointing. He was amazing. He was a top 5 to 7 wide receiver. Everybody loved him. He was a show favorite. Everybody was lifting everybody on their shoulders and marching around fantasy football offices everywhere. Offices, TPS report offices that we claimed as our fantasy football headquarters across the country as we celebrated this man's rise. And then he gets hurt. And then he comes back and doesn't do anything. Has a bye week. Then he still doesn't return to form. And we're like, where's this guy St. Brown at? Maybe he's gone. Maybe he's gone. Well, I know what my eyeballs tell me. They told me last year when he finished on a tear and we saw an elite wide receiver 1 taking off and tearing it up down the stretch. We know what we saw at the beginning of this year. He continued right where he left off last year. You don't trip and fall into the kind of finish he had in 2021. You don't trip and fall into the kind of beginning he had in 2022. And you certainly don't trip and fall into both of those consecutively. I know what my eyeballs have shown me. And if there's a wide receiver that I'm willing to gamble on going forward at a buy low, a very buy low value, that's very acceptable risk, because the way you're buying him right now, he's probably getting your value back, your cost of entry right now. No matter what, like he probably gets that back even on a disappointing, he didn't really bounce back Smitty type of situation. But if he bounces back and you buy him low at all and you get top 5 to 7 wide receiver numbers go forward, which is totally possible in my mind still, that's how you win a league, and that's Smitty approved.
You've just been Smitty approved.
But Smitty, Gabe Davis is just not a good wide receiver anymore. He just isn't, Smitty. Even though I thought he was a wide receiver 1 after week 1, I'm like, yeah, Smitty's right, blah, blah, blah. Now I just don't see it, Smitty. That's okay. I count on enough of you, Bob, to help hold his value down. So you're doing your work. You're taking one for the team. I appreciate you. For the rest of you that are paying attention right now, we're going and we're getting Gabe Davis on the cheap. No one's asking you to pay even high-end wide receiver 2 value. No one's asking you to pay wide receiver 2 value at all. You can get him at a pretty decent cost wide receiver 3 right now. Maybe even low-end flex. And you're complaining Gabe Davis doesn't have it. Are we really believing in Gabe Davis? Josh Allen isn't practicing. Look, this might be a move that doesn't even reward you in week number 10. I don't know, but what I do know is that Gabe Davis has a particular set of skills that make him a nightmare for people that are doubting him, skills that he's acquired over a long career or a short career, and he's going to ball out at some point. That I know, and go make some horrible trade offers and try and acquire this guy on the dirt cheap.
Stop sending me these terrible fantasy football trade offers now. That will be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will tell the commissioner on you.
Go make ridiculous offers while you still can.
You are offer sex. You are great offer sex.
Don't forget, I'm live every Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm live whenever news breaks. I'm live Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at midnight. I'm live Sunday morning. I'm typically live after the games on Sunday. I'm live all the time. So I'll see you at 7 p.m. Also, remember that you can get on over to TheFantasyFootballShow.com. Get your year-round rankings, bold predictions, your one-on-one text device. Don't forget to get on over to Underdog Fantasy. Promo code Smitty matches up to $100 on your first deposit. So if your team's out of it, you've been struck with injuries, you can redraft for week 10 only. You can do these over-unders that are fun and fantastic to do on Sunday. Even if you're balling out and your teams are great, get some extra skin in the game. Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. Now go get it. Yeah. Now you can get out of here.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Take a lap.
Yo, welcome to the show. My name's Smitty. We've been live this whole time. We did have that little premiere, if you will. Little premiere action talking about these four players. Now, a few people weren't paying attention. Just came in here, started saying things like, Smitty, I thought you were wanting to sell JT earlier. Apparently, you don't understand what fluid means. Apparently, you don't understand that fluidity and staying liquid and all of this means, by definition, in fantasy football context, you can move around, okay? You can go from buying somebody to selling them to buying them. These four individuals have fluctuated in value. Does anybody think that JT has the same value this week than 3 weeks ago? Do you want your analyst to come out here, the guy you follow into battle every single day? Do you want him to just stand still on the values on his Excel spreadsheet? According to my calculations, let me put on my glasses. According to my calculations, over here we have JT cemented in all year at this certain value, and I'm not going to waver. This is a business of being fluid, being liquid, being loose, okay? Okay, you need to be loose in this industry. You need to be fluid in this industry. You got to be liquid in this industry, because if you aren't, you're going to get left behind. If you can't adjust and adapt, if you don't know adjust and adapt season like the rest of us do, you're gonna get left behind. Stay loose, people. Stay loose. Waller placed on IR. Jonathan Taylor practicing again. This will be, after tomorrow, 3 straight practices in a row for our boy JT, which means that JT is back, baby. JT's potentially back, and I'm excited. You're excited. We're all excited. And I can't begin to express that, even though some of you don't understand being liquid. Some of you don't understand being fluid. And that's okay. And we need some of you. Some of the negative Nancys and the negative Noahs in the chat may have come strong in that video, in the comments. You saw it. I responded to a couple. That they don't understand what time it is when it's adjust and adapt season. But we do. Get ready, buckle up. So Waller placed on IR. This came kind of, I don't want to say out of nowhere because he's been banged up, but the decision to put him on IR. Renfro, this is not great for the Raiders in general or for Derek Carr. But Waller wasn't delivering anyway, so not much changes too much for Derek Carr. It just doesn't get better. For Derek Carr like it could have been, but I still love where Devontae Adams is at. Josh Jacobs might be leaned on again. If your trade deadline extends, then past this week, maybe you can trade Jacobs on a high, because I still think he's a very, very good sell high. 87 thumbs up, about 300 of you in the room. Please punch that thumb up button on your way in the door. We got a $20 hauler. I just saw it. $20 haulers get immediate attention on the show. Robert with a $20 hauler. Let's close this door. Let's close this door. All right. $20 hauler from my boy Robert. Let's get to this. Robert says, where's Robert's $20 hauler? There it is. Hey, Smitty, play Dameon Pierce, Nick Chubb, and Hunt on Sunday, or Foreman tonight and Chubb and Dameon Pierce. So basically, what do we got all this here for? You want to ask me Hunt or Foreman? I'm probably going Foreman. I don't love Thursday night games. I feel like they're oftentimes disappointment makers, but I think Hunt's tough to trust. Foreman's the starter technically. Chuba will get involved, but I believe maybe Foreman has a little bit of a bounce back game. I will say this. I think Foreman's going to be up and down. You got to be fluid and stay liquid when it comes to Foreman. You like him 1 minute, you might not like him the next minute. The offense is putrid, but when they're asked to run the ball and they're able to run the ball often, I do believe he will do well on occasion. He's just going to be inconsistent, unfortunately. As for Darren Waller, put him on IR if you can. If you can't, you got to let him go. It is what it is. When he comes back, will he even be ready to rumble? Will he be rusty? Is putting him on IR over another player worth it? You'd have to give me that scenario. But he's on IR in your league if you're capable, if you're allowed to do that, or you cut him. And it is what it is. We adjust and adapt. And a few people may have made a trade for him. He was kind of an attractive buy low. But as Papa always told us, Papa always said, little Smitty, when you grow up and become a big boy fantasy football analyst, make sure you tell people this, okay? If you listen to anything Papa says, never trade for injured players. I don't listen to Dad that much when it comes to that. I love buying Mark Andrews. I love buying a rebounding JT. I love buying an Amon-Ra St. Brown. But the moral of the story is you need to understand the risk involved if you are buying these guys. As I said in the intro video, the 4 must buy low player video that you just watched and enjoyed. And if you're joining me now, make sure you rewatch the beginning of the show because I drop a post-production video. It's about 10 minutes long. It tells you my top 4 go-get players walking into week 10. These individuals right here. So if you want that information, you came here for that, you need to watch the beginning of the show. But Papa tells you, stay away from injured players. And what does that mean? What does Dad really mean? Maybe what Dad meant was that if you're sacrificing the future of your team, maybe you shouldn't be buying players that are injured. But I've redefined what Papa taught me, and I've redefined it this way. Only buy injured players when you're ripping off your opponent and you're sending him offers that make him contact me and me say to him, oh, that offer sucks.
Your offer sucks. Your trade offer sucks.
If you're sending trade offers that require and warrant that video to be played, then you're doing the right thing. You know how to make and construct an offer that doesn't leave you hampered if it doesn't work out. Don't buy injured players, says Dad. Don't buy injured players, Smitty. Don't do it. Dad, okay, but I'm going to reinvent this. You're going to see. You're going to pay for that one. Smitty comes out and tells you to buy injured players. The right injured players, but at the right price. Okay? Don't be buying them on the medium rare, on the high. I've got a lot of people in here that said, Smitty, Andrews, you like Andrews? Okay. How about I trade Debo and Schultz for Andrews? That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying to buy at a high price. I'm saying buy low, rip off some people, because that's what negotiation is. Sometimes negotiation is all parties being happy, so they return to the table yet another day. I agree with that sentiment to some degree. But at the end of the day, you're here to win. And I'm not here teaching people to make even Steven trades. I'm sorry if that's not politically correct or you don't like that. If you don't like that Smitty's saying go rip someone off. Look, I'm telling you, I'm here to train you to negotiate like a shark. I'm not here to have you go be a political diplomat in your league. And let's make an even Steven trade, Steven. Okay? That's why we're naming it Even Steven. So Steven gets it. He breaks out even. We want Steven to walk away a champion. Everybody gets a trophy. Second place trophies for everybody. I don't think so. Not on my watch. Not in my classroom. Not at the college known as the Fantasy Football Show, where we give you all the knowledge from the Smitty College to allow you to dominate your leagues, your trades, and all that. So I'm here to tell you, no Debo Samuel and Schultz for Andrews. Andrews hurt. Didn't you just listen to what my dad said? My dad said don't trade for injured players. So if you're going to trade for injured players, you trade for them where you're stealing them away and they hamper you none. Okay, so Josh Allen didn't practice again today. This isn't trending in the right direction. Doesn't necessarily mean he won't play. It doesn't help when Adam Schefter tweets out what do you say? This isn't good or something like that. I forget the exact words. I'm paraphrasing. It was like, this is significant or something like that. And it's like, Adam Schefter is just feeding the fire. Maybe he sits 1 week. I do think there's the possibility. Maybe it's a 50-50 chance at this point that Josh Allen sits 1 week. But this whole he's out 4 weeks already, this is jumping the gun. Could he be out 4 weeks? Absolutely. Does that make people that are predicting he's out 4 weeks right? No. Because no one knows the details of this situation. What exact therapies and remedies this guy's being exposed to. Stem cell therapy. All these things are going to trigger things along. Expect one game. Make sure you're prepared at quarterback to have this guy Josh Allen sit one contest. But make sure you're also not getting rid of him on a sell low trade because you're listening to people saying he's out 4 weeks when he's not out 4 weeks yet. Could be out the year. Could be back tomorrow at practice. He could play this week. There's a 50-50 shot in my mind he plays this week. So people need to relax. But be prepared for him to be out this week. I'm still buying low. Absolutely. And we got a $20 hauler. $20 super chats get immediate attention on the stage. Would Chris Josso please report to the front stage? Chris Josso to the front stage. All right, Chris Josso to the front stage with his question. Here's his super chat. Yo, Smitty, first time buyer. Attaboy. Need some help. Brady, Watson, Mixon, Etienne, Swift, Dillon, White, JJ, St. Brown, Olave, Jamar Chase, Andrews. You need help? Josh Allen owner is interested in trading him. Help. Make an offer. Okay. This is a great squad, bro. First of all, he's going to want a QB, so you're sending him Tom Brady. Maybe you got to be careful, though. Make sure you're backed up for this week, because Watson's obviously out until week 13. You could send him, depending on who he has. If he's got a backup and he's covered, then you keep Brady, and you roll him out this week. And I think Brady probably has a little bit better second half of the season. I kind of predict that. But Watson, like if you're rolling with Watson and you've got to trade him Brady and Josh Allen sits, you need to have a backup plan. But with this deal, you're throwing Brady in, right? Okay, Mixon, Etienne, don't need to trade those ballers. JJ, St. Brown, Olave, Chase, Andrews, you don't need to trade those ballers. I'm looking at Swifty, and I'm saying to myself, one person doesn't fit into this mix, and it might be DeAndre Swift. Now, would I try and trade? I didn't even know that you could do anything else. It really does come down to you got to pick one of these bigger dogs to trade away for Josh Allen. You got to pay the price. You can't come up with a low ball offer. You can't say, hey, I'll give you, Olave, who I love, but he's not going to value Olave to the tune of a Josh Allen. So I come in, I offer him a Swift. It's a pipe dream that might come true that he's a top 5 to 10 running back. And I don't think you could offer someone any better of an opportunity than, hey, maybe take a top 5 to 10 running back off my hands, broski, for your injured player. You know what I'm saying? So there it is. It's easy as can be. That's your move. I roll with Swift, says Daddy. Okay, so Jonathan Taylor back at practice. This is trending very, very well. Jonathan Taylor might be on his way up to the moon right now. And we can't get too excited, but we can get pretty excited that he's back. And I also like what's going on with this Jeff Saturday. Look, I kind of clowned on him the other day, saying he hasn't made a play call. He doesn't seem very experienced, even though he's been in a lot of situations that I guess you could coin his experience. I mean, he's been in the locker room. He's got the ear of people. He's got the respect of people. But what I do love about this character, Saturday, who's got the wrong name for the part too. Guy's named after the college football day of the week. Not the Sunday day of the week. He should be Jeff Sunday. I would fully commit to this job, I would officially change my name to Jeff Sunday. That would show me he's fully committed and he's ready to roll. But this guy gave a phenomenal speech. Rod Shaft just gifted 10 YouTube exclusive memberships to Mick. These go out randomly. He doesn't choose. I don't choose. Ortiz, Addison, Steele, Texas, Red. I mean, Jeff F. You guys all got gifted YouTube exclusive memberships from Rod Shaft. Unbelievable. Rod, I lift from your shaft to my shaft that I'm holding right here. I appreciate you. We salute you, Rod Shaft. Rod, what a man. What a man. Rod Shaft standing tall, helping out everybody here. What an amazing man. Smitty reused joke. I'm sorry, Eli. I'm sorry I offended you with trying to attempt a little humor at your fantasy football analysis. Hopefully you're okay, and if you're not mad at me, I apologize, and I'll take a lap for coming at you a little bit. But if you want, you can go on back over to the very, hello, welcome to the fantasy football analysis show. Let's go over to Robert. Robert, what do you think this week about this guy? I think he's really good, Bob. He's got, let me give you a stat that I just reading off of PFF. He's got 2.5 conversion, which means that he can't do anything else but convert on a 2.5 rate. This is the welcome back to the show. Bye. Oh, thanks, Steven. Let's go over to Marcus. Marcus, you're a little amped today, aren't you? Oh, yes, I'm real amped. Look at me. I'm excited. We got a Thursday game today. Gonna be unbelievable. I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me on this 3-panel analyst show. We're almost out of time. We've got no graphics on screen. We don't try as hard as Smitty. Is that what you want? Unbelievable. Where were we? Okay, so we've got all of that broken down. The news segment's done. It's time to dig into the voice messages, then the super chats. I will answer super chats in the order in which they have been received. Okay? Hopefully that guy stays. Maybe he wasn't even talking to me. I don't even know. But hopefully he enjoys our show. Our show's a little more animated than the average fantasy football show. Have you ever seen an analyst holding a golf club during the beginning portion of the show? I don't think so. We're to the moon. I mean, probably contact Guinness. Guinness, this is the first time a man has done a fantasy football show with a golf club in his hands. Come on. What more can I do for you? This makes a great back scratcher, by the way. Oh, but goodness gracious, that feels great. Oh yeah. Okay, this might need to be a staple. I like that. Okay. Anyway, let's get back to it. I can't really do super chats with this in my hand. Let me set this down. All right, let's get to the voice messages first. Actually, this one is from Nevin. Nevin, appreciate you, my guy.
Hey, Smitty, got offered Ezekiel Elliott for a second-round pick, but I countered with Chase Claypool and a third-rounder for Ezekiel Elliott. What do we think about this?
I think this was yesterday, and I just don't really care about that. That's like a nothing burger trade. I don't want Zeke. I'm taking, I guess, second rounders or third round. It'd be second rounders, right? I feel like why even give somebody a player? I don't know. But yes, second rounders. Try and turn them into more. Zeke Elliott does nothing for me in Dynasty. Jim.
Hey, Smitty. As we're approaching the second half of the fantasy year,
I think this was yesterday.
Let's say you're a top 3 or top 4 team.
Yeah, that was yesterday. Did we get all these?
Hey, Smitty, do you think Norris will stick with Andor?
Yeah, those are old. Okay, sorry. Let's go with this one.
Hey, Smitty, I'm in a league where full PPR, I'm 6-3 with the most points in second place, so I'm looking pretty good right now, but I just lost Darren Waller to IR. Do I just roll the dice and just stream tight ends every week and roll the dice on guys like Kate Otten or Juwan Johnson? Or I do have interest from some people for my Chris Godwin, and I could get tight ends like Dalton Schultz, David Njoku, Kyle Pitts, somebody like that in exchange for my Chris Godwin. Would you do that, or would you just hold for now?
I probably wouldn't want to. I mean, Pitts is interesting, and I do think he gets better and better. I understand there's still a concern there. Like I still feel the same way to a degree, but I've been kind of on the Kyle Pitts train all year, and as everybody's jumped off, he started to get a little bit better. So, but Godwin's a little expensive. So I'm going to say no on that. I think you should attack Pitts, but I don't know that I'm using Godwin's. The Godwin's a good player, and I get ripped on for saying I don't like Godwin or whatever. He's a good player. He's injury prone. He wasn't someone that I recommended drafting. He was somebody that was going to get back into form. This is the second half of the season. You stay liquid. You stay fluid. Godwin's value today is not the same value. But Smitty, I call foul. Smitty didn't like Godwin in the beginning of the year.
I call foul on Smitty. Smitty's lying to you.
No, Bob, I'm being liquid. I'm being fluid. I'm being loose, bro. Loosey-goosey. You know, if you're fluid loose, you can slip through and maneuver. You know, you can make moves that other people can't make because they can't fit through that tiny crack because you're fluid, bro. You're moving. You're fluid. You're liquid. Look, I didn't like Pittman at the beginning of the year either. I love getting a little Michael Pittman Jr. action onto my roster at the cost of what is almost a free ham sandwich, not even warmed up. Not even a warmed up ham sandwich, a cold one you can get for this guy right now. I don't really understand why people are afraid to change their minds on a player based on the fluctuation of their value. Chris Godwin's not the same value as he was at the beginning of the offseason. Some of you are drafting Chris Godwin. I say some of you, I mean the people watching the replay, not the hardcore people in the room right now. But some of you that are new to the show, you're drafting Chris Godwin in April in mock drafts in the 5th round, not understanding he wasn't even going to be ready. And then he comes back, gets hurt, compensation injury, nailed that one, and now he's different value. I'm not trading Godwin for a backup tight end type value. I'm going and getting Kyle Pitts cheaper. I'm going to pick up a streaming tight end. Yeah, probably that's where I'm going to roll. But I'm trying hard to get that man onto your team. Okay, I'm convinced you auditioning for the High School Musical reboot and an older Troy. I don't know what we're talking about there. Attaboy. But sure, let's do it.
Hey, Smitty, what are your projections for DJ Moore tonight? I obviously don't love the play, but he's probably my best option right now. Would you play him, or do you think Rondell Moore or Darnell Mooney are a better option than DJ Moore?
Rondell Moore and Mooney. I'd take DJ Moore. I don't love Thursday night. I mean, we all know how to use our noggin, right? Our brain, our noggin. The noggin on top of our shoulders tells us that Thursday games are kind of a bad choice if you have better choices available. But the notion that you get to play a guy tonight and watch him play fires you up. You get on your horse and you start going and you ride the train into Thursday Night Football thinking this is going to work out. Let's see, is this game on? I always miss the beginning of the game because I'm ranting and raving with you guys. I love hanging out with you. I forget what time it is. I don't even know if the game is the game started. Has the game started yet? I gotta comb through my lineups too. No, it hasn't started yet. Okay, good. What was the question?
Hey, Smitty, what are your projections for DJ Moore?
Oh, DJ Moore. So let's give DJ Moore 70 and a touch. Let's give him a strong shot at a touchdown. Maybe he gets you 80 yards only, no touchdown. I feel like it's a good 10. I got an hour. Oh, yeah, daylight savings is beautiful. Beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Now the game starts a little later. That's perfect. I forgot about that. That's absolutely fantastic. Nice. That gives us more time. Usually we get cut short, and then viewership goes down when the game kicks off. So it's like we end up going a little bit longer into the game. But I like that. I love the daylight savings change for me. Arizona doesn't change. You guys all change around us, but it affects me in positive ways. So DJ Moore, let's give him at least 12 points tonight. Let's not get overly excited on a Thursday night game, but let's give him 12, 13 points. Let's do it live. This one's from the Bruce. I missed the Bruce.
Smitty, for Ayrton Mars. My next question.
Wait. What?
First off, Smitty, for Ayrton Mars.
You're to Mars.
My question is, should I sell Kirk Cousins for Josh Allen, or would you stick with Kirk knowing he's been doing really good for you?
Bruce. I hate for this to be the Bruce's first message in a while. Actually, he left one the other day. But Kirk Cousins for Josh Allen. You really asking that question right now, Brucey? You've been gone too long, Bruce. I'm not going to make you take a lap on that one. But if you can get Josh Allen for Kirk Cousins right now, even if this doesn't work out for 2 weeks, let's say, and you can't stream and be patient enough for that to reap the rewards of that one, Brucey, come on, my boy. You got to smash that button all day long. That's a sorcerer of the day type of situation. That's a got him situation. Brucey, that is take a lap situation potentially for you, my friend.
Got him.
King 25 code 428. Dispatch Vito Popo. Popo has been dispatched. King 20.
We got a Josh Allen emoji for the YouTube exclusive members, and for anybody that needs to be a YouTube exclusive member and they need to do it right now, they're like, I gotta do this. I gotta get these emojis. I want to help support the show. It's only $1.99 a month. Cancel any time. You can do the $9.99 plan and get on the Zoom calls. We do 2 Zoom calls. It's like your own little Q&A podcast where it's just a small group of us talking about, you're getting a real life, think tank with me, talking about who to pick up for week number 11, as we watch the week 10 games, and then we get on the Zoom call. 2 Zoom calls every Sunday. Halftime of the morning games, halftime of the Sunday evening game. That's the $9.99 plan. The $1.99 a month gets you these emojis you see getting dropped, gets you a green name, gets you my attention on Sunday mornings, because you can all watch the Sunday morning half hour before kickoff show. It's a start bench show, but the only people I'm answering are with the green names, the $1.99 or the $9.99 plan. Either one, I'm answering your questions and your questions alone on Sunday morning when I see those green names clicking through. You can all ask questions, you can all chat, you can all watch. But those are the perks of getting a YouTube exclusive membership. All right, let's hit this. Brucey, I appreciate you being back and all, but that was I don't know if that was a real question or not. B-Men.
Would you trade McLaurin and Dillon for T. Higgins? I have the Chase Burrow stack. My flex is Pollard. So Dillon and Pollard in the flex with Rachaad White. So I would be losing Dillon and having Pollard or Rachaad White.
Yeah, that might have been a question from yesterday. But what do you guys think on that one? Would you rather have T. Higgins, or would you rather have McLaurin and Dillon? I feel like that's a tough one because T. Higgins was supposed to be something special. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be something special, and he hasn't been, because we've had this guy Jamar Chase out, and what have we gotten for it? What has T. Higgins done? T. Higgins is injury prone, but he's a solid player, and I'm curious to know what you guys think about this. David, I think I'll play Kittle, says D-Class. What are the perks of a member? I just went over it, Steel, in tremendous detail. You get to, like I said, ask questions on the Sunday morning stuff. You get the emojis. That's the $1.99. McLaurin and Dillon at the moment. Scary Terry. Higgins all day. Higgins, says Mealy. Get that triple stack. Like the video. Mix-in show now. Is it the Mix-in show now? You're most welcome, friends, says Rod Shaft. Rod Shaft, appreciate you giving those YouTube exclusive memberships out. I appreciate you. We all do. Rod Shaft rising up. Like this Shaft right here, Rod Shaft rose up to the occasion and helped out a friend. He helped out 10 friends. Rod Shaft, you are a hero today on this day. Said day, Thursday night, week 10.
To the moon.
Rod Shaft to the moon. I'm going to go Higgins. I don't trust Washington. And I want to stack. I want to stack that up. I want to stack it up, bro. Should I trade Connor or Godwin for Kittle? No. I would rather have... Yeah, I don't think... Maybe Connor for Kittle. I'd trade Connor for Kittle, but not Godwin. Yeah, I'd do that. Zeke getting ready to crash. Yeah, Tony Pollard season came, and then it's kind of like in limbo right now, but hopefully it returns full force in double-digit weeks here. At least the early part of double-digit weeks. Is Aaron Jones playing? We don't know. TBA on Aaron Jones. It sounds like he's going to try and play, but we don't fully know. Appreciate all my voicemail people. Now we're going to go to some of the super chats, then we're going to open up the phone lines. Don't worry, I'm going to stop super chats for a little while, answer phones, and go back to super chats, but I answer them in order in which they're received. If Josh Allen is out, do I start Jimmy G or Brady? I start Brady. That's, could Jimmy G do well? Certainly. He could throw 3 TD passes to CMC, but I'm not trusting Jimmy G over Brady right now. Hey, Smitty, I was offered Burrow, Ayuk for my Andrews, likely, and D4W, DW4. Let's see here. Who's DW4? Who's DW4? What's this? Where'd this nickname come from? Because I was thinking Darren Waller, but who's DW4? Who is that? Why am I blanking on this new nickname we got here? DW4. Some of these names are not what we call them here on the show on the regular. DW4. Darren Waller. I figured it was Darren Waller. Deshaun Watson? Oh, Deshaun Watson 4. Deshaun Watson. Okay. DW4. Gotcha. Deshaun Watson. I thought it was like Darren Waller. DW4. Okay. I don't know. I don't use that. Does anybody else not use that? Raise your hand if you don't use DW4. Is DW4 not in your vocabulary? I don't use it. But here we are. Here we are. So trade is you were offered Burrow, Ayuk for Andrews likely, and DW4 Deshaun Watson. I have Freiermuth and I have Geno. This one's tough. DW40. DW4 is a lubricant. DW40. DW4. Are we hand towel Deshaun? Hand towel Deshaun. Who uses the term hand towel Deshaun Watson? Who uses a hand towel emoji instead of using his name? I think I could more recognize a hand towel, a tiny little hand towel, versus an actual, DW4. But here we are. Here we are. Are we taking this trade? Are we taking the Deshaun Watson with Andrews, or are we keeping the Burrow? Raperia or whatever your name is, you're about to get blocked, bro. You're about to get blocked. I'm going to put him in timeout for this horrid spamming. In timeout you go. Shape up. Don't start with a tiny towel, Smitty. Okay, so what are we doing here? Are we taking Burrow? Or are we taking Andrews likely and Deshaun Watson? I'm kind of feeling like that. I'm taking that Andrews side. I love Joseph Burrow. You guys know how much I love Burrow. I put him in timeout. That's ridiculous. How do you expect to not get put in timeout on a show when you come in here and you paste your question 5,000 times in a row? Don't do it again. What are we doing here? Keep Andrews. I'm taking the Andrews side. Yep, Andrews. Burrow. There's a couple Burrows. Andrews side, easy. Look, I'll take Geno for a couple weeks. Roll Deshaun Watson out there. I guess it depends on your record, too. But Andrews and Watson later are going to do you a lot of good. So I'm going to Smitty approve that, the Andrews side of this. So I was offered Burrow. So the answer is no.
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
Yeah, the answer is no to that, broski. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right, let's go through these as fast as I can. Got offered T. Higgins for Tyler Lockett. Thoughts I'd rather have T. Higgins by 1,000 miles. That's not even close. Not even close. No way, Jose. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? No way, Jose. Weren't we supposed to have a button for that? $20 hauler by Robert. Thanks again for that one. Appreciate you, Robert. Robert's the man. Trone with a $2 hauler. Trone says, trade Lenny and Pittman for Chubb. Of course, bro. Come on.
You've just been Smitty approved.
What are we doing here? Aren't you attending Smitty's College of Fantasy Football Knowledge? TheFantasyFootballShow.com is where it's at. That's the ticket. thefantasyfootballshow.com. That is the ticket. I feel like people need to go to class. I think you guys are a very, very astute, smart group of people. So I'm not saying anything negative here, but Tron, this is there's a little rust right here. You got to shake this rust off. Lenny and Pittman for Chubb. What are we doing here, Tron? Either you're going to send someone the worst offer they've ever had in their entire life.
You are offer sex.
Or Tron, you're sitting on an offer of the lifetime. This guy could rip this away and withdraw at any moment. You need to leave, go accept it, come back. We'll celebrate you. You'll take a lap for sure on this one, Tron. But we're going to have you take a victory lap. We're going to also put you on the Sorcerer of the Day board. We're going to hit the got him button. We might even hit the Vito Popo button. But come back. If this is you cooking up a late night Jerry Maguire memo type of idea, like I've got something that's going to knock people's socks off, then I'm like Kyle Pitt. You see a picture of Kyle Pitts walking off the field. Guy looks hungry. The rain's delays. Are we looking at delays? This guy looks hungry though. He looks hungry. I think he's gonna eat today. I got a little feeling that he's gonna be eating today. Then again, this weather is kind of maybe short passes, maybe a touchdown. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. This is a tough one. Tron, Raw Dog, be nice. Be nice, Raw Dog. Okay. Tron, appreciate you. Tron's my guy. No one's going to disrespect Tron like that. DJ Moore or Palmer? Give me DJ Moore, but Palmer could surprise. Like, let's not kid ourselves. There's a lot of value there. Zibby, I don't know what Zibby's doing here. Zibby didn't attach a message, but appreciate you, Zibby. I'll go looking for a question later on. Make sure you attach your question to your super chat. Gravy, PPR, start Foreman, Swift, or Curtis Samuel. I'm gonna go with Swift. Although this weather, it could work out to Foreman's advantage. It could end up being a total like slob fest where no one's scoring touchdowns at all, and there's just no movement. It's just a very low scoring, horrible looking game. Weather can do that. Weather can also make for a pretty decent ability to run the football. Maybe low yards per carry, high volume, 100 yards in a touchdown type of day. What's the chat think? We rolling with Swift? We rolling with Swift, or we rolling with Foreman and the weather? Can I get a vote here, please? Can I get a vote here, please, for our boy Gravy? I'm gonna say Swift. I want to get him more work, but it's really hard to bench. It's really hard to bench Foreman in an uncertain situation, but I hate Thursday games. Raparia says he apologizes for spamming. Look, there's a lot of questions being asked, bro. I always do my best. I open the phone lines. You can certainly call in. I'm not blocking you. I appreciate your apology. This is why I tell my mods not to block somebody for doing something like repeating themselves, because you can come back and you can redeem yourself like you're trying to do right now. So I appreciate you. Don't trust Swift. Swift, Foreman, Swift. It looks like Swift wins. But trust your gut, because Swift has the ability to disappoint you. There's no doubt about that. So don't think he's like safer. It's kind of like higher risk, higher reward potentially. Even with the weather, I think Foreman's probably safer. Traded bench D Watson. You mean DW4 for Evans, needed 2 QB, needed wide receiver. Traded bench Watson for Mike Evans. I'm fine with that. If this is your third quarterback and you were smart enough to hold Watson all year long, you were astute enough, you studied at the Fantasy Football College of Knowledge, you know what time it is, you appreciate the art of stashing and looking ahead, playing 3D Monopoly when other people are playing 1D Parcheesi. At thefantasyfootballshow.com, thefantasyfootballshow.com, your fantasy football college full of fantasy football knowledge. Get your lifetime membership today. We had a couple lifetime purchases today. Your name gets written on the studio wall. You can kind of see behind me right here that whenever I have a member that is a lifetime member to the content, thefantasyfootballshow.com, I write their name on the studio wall, and you stay up there for life. That's what I'm talking about, okay? We did that on the door as well, where we did a league, and I wrote everyone's names all over the door. You guys stay on the studio door. And if you do leagues and we do things like that, and you also stay on the wall for life. So if you want to be on the wall for life, you can become a thefantasyfootballshow.com member. Where do you go? Thefantasyfootballshow.com. Get your one-on-one text device as well. All right, next question here from East Coast Tatty is my dude. East Coast Tatty. If Josh Allen is out, stream who? Carr, Jimmy G, or Goff? Probably say Carr. But Goff could have a decent day. Jimmy G could have a decent day. But I think I lean Carr. And I like what I saw to Carr and Adams together. So I don't mind that at all. Let's see. The rest of the super chats here. Let me see. We got Cody. Cody says, got offered JJ for Walker. I love Skywalker. I like JJ a little more than Skywalker. I'd probably take JJ, but man, that's a really, if you don't have another share of Kenneth Walker, this is a hard trade to make. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know if I could pull it off if I had no other shares of Walker, but logic and intelligence and proper fantasy football ownership and management requires you to probably make this trade. You got to do it live. Zibby with another super chat. Let me look for Zibby's question. Appreciate Zibby for dropping 2, but I don't think Zibby's asking the question. Here we go. Character limit. Okay. Here we go. Zibby, I got you. Offered Olave and Jeff Wilson for Debo and Jalen Warren. This is going to sound a little bit crazy to some. God, how do you trade Debo though? I worry about him. I like trading Debo, but how do you trade Debo at this particular value? I think I probably take Olave and Jeff Wilson if I need something. If Debo's not cutting it for me and I need a change, I probably go with the Olave and Jeff Wilson because Jeff Wilson is probably the starting running back in Miami go forward. I think Olave could hang with Debo all year quietly. I would never make the trade straight up. Because you don't have to. Because Olave, you can get Olave and something like you just did for Debo. But I quietly like Olave as much as Debo. So give me the Wilson side. But I don't know that I stop here. I might try and move Jeff Wilson on the high. But appreciate your super chats that you dropped on that one. You're the man. Okay, Zibby. Lunchbox in the house. Lunchbox says, my Hurst on bye. Scoop up Moreau or Taysom. Give me Taysom. I'm gonna keep rolling. I'm gonna keep tripling down, doubling down, quadrupling down. I'm gonna keep going because the guy's gonna have bad games. He's gonna have bad games, but he's still gonna have those big games. At least in that scenario, what are you gonna? You're gonna get the same thing out of Moreau than you're gonna get out of. Moreau's okay. He's okay. Maybe he's safer. Moreau's safer. He's probably like a 8-point guy, like 5 to 8 point guarantee. But Hill's got the potential for 4 points, but he has the potential for 25. So that's the one I want. Went from 2-5 to 4-5, riding a 2-game winning streak.
Let's go, mashed potatoes.
Almost dropped the golf club.
Yeah, buddy.
Appreciate you. 2-game winning streak. Attaboy. Attabroski. Riding a 2-game winning streak. Hopefully 3 starting with C. Patterson tonight, going for 102 tutties. You're awesome, Smitty. Can I get a mashed potato? I just did. Also hope Josh plays, though that's dad. Okay. Appreciate you. That's funny. I gave him a mashed potato. To the moon as well for your $10.
To the moon.
$10 holler. Look at that. Guy read my mind. I'll give him a mashed potato. What's up, Smitty? Do I start Patterson or Dalvin Cook? Anyone? Sergeant, that's a tough one. I mean, I probably go with the Thursday weather. I probably go. What's the chat think here? We go with Dalvin Cook or we going with Patterson tonight? I want to say Patterson so badly, but Thursday games disappoint us so regularly. Josso, appreciate your $20 hauler again. You're the man. Josso in the building. Dylan, full PPR, trade away Juju and James Robinson for Amon-Ra.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Some might not like it. Some might not believe in the man known as Amon-Ra. Tyler, are you being nice or are you being impolite? Don't be impolite to my boy D-Class, bro. D-Class is a OG here. I don't know what that was about, but please be kind to those around you. This is a positive environment in general. Cook, C Patty. It's a very, very, very close. I guess I would roll with C Patterson if I had to make a call. Look, Cook could drop a 100-yard 2 TD game on you at any moment. He could also get you 4 points. Matchup wise, are the Vikings at home or are they away? Vikings are away at Buffalo. I mean, Buffalo's vulnerable, and Buffalo without if Josh Allen doesn't play, maybe this game isn't looking the same, and then the Vikings just run later in the game. God, that's a tough one. How do you sit Cordero Patterson the way he's playing, though? Thursday night rain. I don't know if that's going to be good or bad for him. I'm going to probably lean Cook. I'm going to resort back to Cook. Matchup. I'm going to go Cook. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, that was easy, bro. That was easy. James Robinson. Trade him. Ventura says start Mariota today. Josh Allen and my QB1. No, I wait and I try and pick up something else, throughout the week to prepare. I'm not going to sit Josh Allen for Mariota. Not on a Thursday night game in the rain. No chance at all. I'd rather roll with Josh Allen's backup. Go pick him up. Should I trade Prescott for his Tua? I would. I'd rather have Tua. I mean, Tua's safer than Prescott. That's a pretty easy call for me. And I wouldn't have said that at the beginning of the year. I admit I didn't think Tua was going to look as good as he does. But McDaniel knows what he's doing. This McDaniel character reminds me of Jeff Saturday. You know what I'm saying? McDaniel doing his Jeff Saturday impression this year, just looking like a monster. JT is back, baby.
To the moon.
Yeah, he is, Slayer. He's back, broski. $20 hauler from Posner. $20 hauler, Posner.
Mashed potatoes.
Yeah, buddy.
Boy, Posner. My dog. Posner, my dog. Trade Ayuk and Miles Sanders for CeeDee Lamb. Too much. I would rather have CeeDee Lamb, but you could argue that if you need a running back or you need a wide receiver, you could get behind either side of this. But give me CeeDee. Give me CeeDee. Debo coming back hurt Ayuk's value. Absolutely hurts Ayuk's value. And our Henry, C. Patterson, Pollard, and Montgomery CeeDee would be my wide receiver number 3 to go along with Hopkins and D. Adams. I like it, bro. I'd do that all day long. Nice job. Nice job, broski. JT's back. Slayer. He's back, and he's doing it live. Taysom or London, give me... I guess give me London. I wish there was a better option. Taysom's, very touchdown dependent, so, but neither one of them is a lock for anything, bro. JJ Hill, Lamb, Palmer, and Pierce, Swift, Dylan, Hunt, Garrett Wilson on waivers. Trade Lamb plus Pierce or Swift. I'm trading Swift over Pierce. So Lamb plus Swift for a top running back, or Dylan, Hunt, Lamb for a top 15 running back. It just depends. I mean, that's very vague, the 15 running. It depends who you get. I don't think I'm going after a top 15 running back. There's not a lot of good top. It's like there's a weird, just like on draft day, there's like a zero running back or a dead zone, So the 15 running back isn't really equating to a 15 running back. He's more like a trash back. So would I trade Lamb and Swift for top 4 running back? Define top 4 like Christian McCaffrey, Eckler. I would probably trade Lamb and Swift for that. Yeah. But you start getting along those lines of like Dalvin Cook, I don't think is a top 4 back, then no, the answer is no. Would I rather just trade, Lamb for JT? I'd rather do that, bro. I'd rather do that. That would be what I would be after. I think that would be phenomenal. Appreciate you. Trade Lamb plus Pierce Swift for top running back. Okay, I got that one out of the way. JT or Patterson week 10. I'm going to go with... JT or Patterson. What are we doing? What are we doing? JT or Patterson? I'm leaning JT. I just want to see what the chat thinks, but before I hammer home my opinion, but I think I lean JT. It's risky though. Patterson's playing right now. JT's practicing, looking totally ready to go, but what if he doesn't go? I'd probably say, can you listen to my voicemail? Nevin, where did you drop it? This one's from Victor.
What's up, Victor here? I know you were talking about selling Jonathan Taylor since 2 weeks ago.
Who?
But do you think this moment that is 2 weeks about selling Jonathan Taylor since
Jonathan Taylor
2 weeks ago? But do you think this moment that he practiced fully on Thursday, right? So do you think this is the moment to trade him high because people don't know what to expect on him on Sunday? What do you think about that?
It's the other angle that we haven't talked about yet. Do you sell JT high? Do you sell JT high? It depends, man. I'll sell anybody high. If you can really sell JT high, truly high, of course I'd sell him. If you could buy JT low, would I buy JT low? Of course I'd buy JT low. Would I sell Kenneth Walker high if I could truly sell him high? Of course I would. I would probably shed a tear. I'd probably wear these glasses so you didn't know that I was probably crying inside and maybe shedding a tear or two. But I'd trade Walker without a single bat of the eye if it was truly making my team better. People need to understand that concept. Everybody's a buy low. Everybody's a sell high. Everybody's a hold. Everybody, it just depends on what we're talking about value-wise. I'd buy Leonard Fournette at the right value because I could then flip him. I would never buy him because I want to hold him, but if I could get Leonard Fournette for dog water and then flip him with another player for an upgraded player that's a player I never would have got with the original player that I traded with Leonard Fournette and the other player, then I'm making moves. I'm staying liquid. I'm being fluid. Okay? It's pretty simple. And so my answer to Victor, who I appreciate Victor, he's my boy. What's high, Victor? What's high? What are you getting? You gonna get a DeAndre Hopkins? Sure, I'd take DeAndre Hopkins. You gonna get a top 4, 5, 6, 7 wide receiver? I'd probably take that. What are you gonna get? A Damian Pierce? You're gonna get a Kenneth Walker, an ETN, Dalvin Cook? Probably take all those things for JT on the uncertainty of JT. But do I love buying JT? Do I love acquiring some JT right now? Back at practice, 2 straight practices in a row. Tomorrow we'll make 3. Is there a lot of risk, Victor? Yes, there is. Risk I'm willing to take on because I like to roll that way. Eli says, Smitty reused joke counter to the moon. Eli, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to try and get that, says Ada. Thank you, Victor. Kevin, did Kevin already?
Hey, Smitty, it's me, Voicemail King. Hey, I just had a question. So I picked up Justin Fields to start him this week. I have Joe Burrow, and I'm kind of in a situation where, do I start Justin Fields? Somebody actually is desperate for a quarterback and proposed me Kenneth Walker for Justin Fields. Do I pick up a Stafford off of waivers
and trade Fields for Kenneth Walker, or do I roll with Justin Fields? What would you do in that situation if somebody offers you Fields for Walker?
Well, I mean, I have this for a reason.
Kenneth Skywalker. Kenneth Lightsaber Swinging Skywalker.
You have, Kevin, voicemail king. You've got a guy, you have a guy sitting there in Kenneth Walker trying to beg to come to your roster for your backup quarterback. You got Joseph Burrow. Okay, Fields is going to help you, sure, for 1 week. But guess what? Yeah, I'm picking up Stafford. I'm starting him as long as he's going to play. And you get yourself a man named Kenneth Skywalker.
Kenneth Skywalker. Kenneth Lightsaber Swinging Skywalker.
Kenneth Lightsaber Swinging Skywalker's asking to come to your roster, bro. And you're hesitating, voicemail king. Unbelievable. Take a lap.
Hey, Smitty, with Chuba Hubbard being questionable to play tonight, are we starting Deontay Foreman, or are we starting Gabe Davis or Raheem Mostert for my flex this week? Thanks.
Let me see that again. I was reading.
Hey, Smitty, with Chuba Hubbard being questionable to play tonight, are we starting Deontay Foreman, or are we starting Gabe Davis or Raheem Mostert for my flex this week? Thanks.
I'd probably start Foreman out of that group. I mean, if Josh Allen were a go right now, I would say start Gabe Davis. And part of me wants to say that, but I think Foreman's probably a little safer. This one's from the Bruce.
And if that's the case, should you trade JJ for Diggs and just have rollout hookups, or hookups really don't matter?
Hookup stacks. I like how he's using his own lingo. Hookups. You like the hookup? You like the Josh Allen to Diggs hookup? You know what I love about the Bruce? First of all, where's the Bruce's intro here? The Bruce is loose. Where's he at?
The Bruce is loose.
You know what I love about the Bruce? Brucey is he doesn't waver. He doesn't waver. I could literally be like, Bruce, take a lap. And the next minute, dude, unfazed, calls up and says, okay, if that's the case here, like, listen to him. I just told him to take a lap essentially on his last, and look at him. Doesn't miss a beat, doesn't bat an eye, just goes right to work.
And if that's the case, should you trade JJ?
Unfazed. The discipline of this man. No, don't trade JJ for Diggs. Almost another lap, though. Look, I love Diggs. Diggs could arguably be someone's number one. I get it, but I'm not trading JJ. Hookups. Players hooking up doesn't really affect my ranking too much. I'm more about who's the best player, who's going to score the most amount of points. I'm going with my boy JJ. Smitty, I think you missed my voicemail. Where's your voicemail? Appreciate everybody that left me voicemails on. If hopefully you understand voicemails are let's see, is this one?
Yo, I don't know why it says my real name, but it should come up as Bella. Check yourself.
Okay.
What's up, Smitty? But he definitely took the trade. I added Darren Waller to it, and he bit.
Okay, what did you trade here? Let's see.
I definitely did pause, bro, but he's seriously thinking about taking it. He just texted me right now. That's interesting.
Okay, so let's see this.
Hey, Smitty, trying to trade St. Brown and Cortland Sutton for Stephon Diggs.
Okay, so you traded St. Brown, Cortland Sutton, and Waller for Diggs.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Got him.
That's amazing. If anybody's leaving voicemails on the actual phone line that you dial in, I don't check those voicemails, bro. Come on, get with the picture. If you left me a voicemail on IG, then yeah. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see the voicemail. Okay, JT Patterson, week 10. What do we go with? I'm gonna go with JT, I suppose, but that's risky. C. Patterson's safer. I'm telling you right now, C. Patterson's safer. Listen to me now. You want safety. You don't want to be, if you don't want anxiety all night long, if you don't want to watch, C. Patterson score 100 yards and a touchdown and then want to like stop watching my show because you asked me a 50-50 question and I didn't get it right, you might want to go with the safety of Cordero. But I lean JT. I don't know why. I lean JT. Deet dropping a $20 hauler. And then we also got Posner already dropped his. Posner, appreciate you, Posner, with your $20 hauler. But Deet, let's give Deet a round of applause.
Let's go, mashed potatoes.
Yeah, buddy. Appreciate you, Deet. Deet doing good work. I have Josh Allen, ETN, Swift, Pollard, Herbert, Olave. Just traded Gibson and Rondell Moore for JT.
You've just
Got him.
King 25 code 428. Dispatch Vito Popo. Popo has been dispatched. King 25 out.
Unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable. This guy right here. Look at him. JT. And then traded Stevenson for Sun God. Look, that one I could get behind either side. I love Ramondre Stevenson. I love Sun God. Ramondre's got a little bit more value. See, you didn't take an L on that, but you definitely gave up a little bit to buy low on a guy I love that I think will earn you what you paid. So I'm Smitty approving both your trades sum total. At 7-2, you're ready to rock and roll, my guy. And this is why you're dropping $20 wads walking around town. Just going, take one, because you're raking it in, bro. You're doing things like this. This is why you're 7-2. Congratulate yourself. Take a victory lap to the moon.
To the moon.
The man we call D dropping fire. That was unbelievable. A little sequence of events that D got going on. Straight DJ, start DJ or Mooney. Keenan, Devontae Pittman, other wide receivers. Probably DJ Moore, bro. DJ Moore. I mean, there's always risk involved with Thursday games, my broski. Diggs and Pickens versus Adams and Pittman Jr. Give me Adams and Pittman Jr., but very arguable. You know, you got the Josh Allen factor right now that you got to factor into this Diggs situation. JT and Olave for Adams. I'd rather have, ETN, Kenneth Walker, CMC. You don't necessarily need JT. You know, you could be overpaying a little bit. JT and Olave is a lot for Adams, but the fact that you have ETN, Kenneth Walker, CMC, and now you can add Adams to that arsenal. Travis, you're okay overpaying. I think the other guy got a great deal too. You didn't get him. You didn't blast him. The veto police aren't going to be called. He won, and you kind of won in a way, even though you overpaid. I could get behind it. It's not that you crush him, though. I honestly, if he called up, I'd say you got a heck of a deal, too. It was just a strange trade. But very nice. Problem blessed. Trade bench players Tua for JT and JT for Eckler. I take Eckler in a heartbeat over JT and Tua. Wait. Did I read that right? Hold on. Trade bench players Tua and C. Patterson and JT for Eckler. I missed that C. Patterson one. I still take Eckler. You're talking about bench players? I'm taking Eckler. That's nice, bro. I mean, there's risk involved, and the other guy might get enough. Like, that's the trade I would tell someone to take on the other side if they need a move. They need a prayer. They got 5 wins. They're not sure if they're going to make the playoffs. They haven't been doing it with Eckler. So that's a great trade for both sides. Stream Kyle Pitts tonight and sit Everett Sunday. With this weather, I probably lean Everett, but I like Kyle Pitts, and I'm going to be rooting for him. And if he goes nuts, you're going to see me going crazy. And I don't want that to make you mad, but look, Everett's a little bit safer with the weather and Thursday night and the quarterback situation that's still a problem. You know what I'm saying? Trade Palmer and Amari Cooper for Sun God. I'd take Sun God in a heartbeat. Not everybody's going to agree with me, and that's okay. That's okay. I have Olave, Taysom, and Kamara all bye weeks. Week 14 help you. What can I help you with, Julie? I'd love to help, but I need more more details than that, and I'd be glad to help you. Please let me know what I can do for you. Jonathan with the $20 hauler. Smitty, you're the man. Let's get these W's, boys. Appreciate you dropping your $20 wad on the screen there. Jonathan W, thank you very much. Jonathan W. We got Deet dropping his 20. Appreciate Deet. Posner, thank you, Posner. Let's see if we can get through these super chats before the game starts. I don't want to miss anybody's question for tonight. DJ Moore or Josh Palmer. Gimme DJ Moore, I suppose. That's tough, though. Palmer safer, but maybe a little bit less upside. Would you trade D-Hop for Amon-Ra? I'd rather have D-Hop, but I do love Amon-Ra, but I'd rather have D-Hop. Spiffy in the building. Rank the trade. Pitts for Jamal Cousins. Is that Deion Jackson? If it's Deshaun Jackson, I mean, it can't be Deshaun. I guess Deion Jackson, Deontay Palmer, Kelsey for... What is this? What's this mashed potato mesh here? This mess right here. It's meshed together. All of it's meshed together, bro. Trade Pitts for Jamal. Okay, that's one separate trade. I'd rather have... In your situation, you might need Jamal, but I'd probably rather have Pitts in general. But you need a running back, I think, in your league. So, Cousins, Deion Jackson, Deontay Palmer, Kelsey for Fields, Murray, Godwin, Cooks, Andrews. So, Kelsey and Andrews swap. You're trading for another tight end again, Spiffy. This is the same thing we're dealing with. You're addicted to having two tight ends. I know you're trying to just make moves, and this is the only thing you can do, but you've got Kyle Pitts. You drafted Kyle Pitts in round 3. You drafted Andrews in round 2, and we've been trying to solve this problem. And you're trading Kelsey and then getting Andrews. I don't mind you doing that, but maybe you do both these trades or something then. But, like, let's see. Deontay, Cousins, Palmer, Kelsey for Fields, Murray. That's a lot, though. Fields, Murray, Godwin, B, Cooks, Andrews, Pitts. Oh, no, Pitts is separate. Okay. I'd probably take... I forget who your quarterbacks are. If it's Cousins... Game started, by the way. I probably... Man... Does anybody else feel like he should be taking this deal? Kyler Murray, Fields, Godwin. I think you got to take this deal. Spiffy, you've been this is probably you just cooking this up, right? And the guy's going to reject it. That's probably what this is. But if this deal's on the table, given the state of your team that I've seen, I'd rather get Godwin. I'd rather get Andrews. I'd rather get Fields and Murray. It's a super flex. That's a pretty good trade, bro. That's a pretty good trade. Okay. Smitty, trade Godwin and Pierce for Saquon. I'd probably rather have Saquon. Brian says got Stevenson and Andrews for Prescott and Tyreek Hill. Stevenson and Andrews for Prescott and Tyreek Hill. That's pretty even, Brian. It could depend on a lot of things, but I would say no one raked the other one over the coals. I think he did good. He did good. Both get a lot of value. Trading for, I'd say even. Trading for Higgins now, start Swift or Jeff Wilson. I would start probably Swift if it was me, but Jeff Wilson's safer. Tyler dropped a 99-cent super off to go find the question. Rico, $5 hauler, 4 and 5. Lamar, Najee, Sanders, Diggs, Lockett, Schultz, Wandell, bench, Mike Williams, Pacheco, likely. What kind of trade should I look to make for the playoffs? I'm sorry that I missed your question, bro. I'm doing the best I mean, does it look like I'm not trying the best I can? That's the only thing I'd ask you. Is like, from my perspective, does it seem like I'm ignoring? Does it seem like I'm not moving 1,000 miles per hour? Is my only question. Like, I'm just asking honestly. Like, I appreciate you. You dropped a super chat. I can't thank you enough. And I'm more than willing to let you ask yet another question. and I'll search for your super chat. I don't know. Here's your super chat. There's nothing I can do. I'm going as fast as I can. Like, does it not look like I am? That's my only question to you. London or Hubbard? Flex starting Foreman 2. I think I did answer this. I did answer this. I'm almost positive I answered this, and I said that I'm going London. First of all, Hubbard's banged up and injured, and there's some question whether he'd even get out on the field or play much. So London. Plus, I wouldn't want to start both running backs. I did answer this question. Kyle Pitts catching one. There you go. Lamar, Najee, Sanders, Diggs. This team right here. I like Diggs. I still like Lamar. People are trying to sell him cheap. I do worry about him running all the time, and he's been up and down before, and he's doing that again. He's always up and down. But like looking at this team here, if it's me, I'm trading Sanders, I'm trading Najee, I'm trying to get one better player. I don't know that I'm trading both of them together. I might try and do two different trades, but Diggs you could divide and conquer on. You might have to. Yeah, at 4 and 5, you gotta make a move. You gotta try and sell Sanders on the high. You gotta try and, Najee and Sanders. God, I don't know what you'd do if you sold both of them for one player though. You'd be starting Dillon in your flex. This is a tough team. This might be almost like, don't take offense to this, my guy, but I got a promo code for you. The Fantasy Football Show. Go to Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code Smitty. You can start over again at any moment. Not saying you can't fix this with a couple trades, but you gotta work magic, man. You gotta trade like Najee for Stevenson. You know what I mean? You gotta trade like Sanders and Wandell for. All right, you just gotta bank on Sanders balling out. You gotta trade Najee though. You gotta trade Najee. You gotta somehow try and trick someone into giving you a Stevenson or a Cordero Patterson. The game's already started for that one though, but Algier's in the game. And then you got to divide and conquer with Diggs. You got to come get a St. Brown and a Stevenson, and you got to do something like that, Rico. That's the only way to save this team. I'm sorry to say, you need two trades in order to get back in the mix. You need two trades. You need to do it live. Rico, appreciate you though, and if you got a follow up or an actual trade on the table, please let me know, and I'll try and locate your message here. Algier getting scooped up. Who am I starting at running back 2, Hines or Rachaad White? Probably Rachaad White this week until we see Hines get more and more involved, especially with the Josh Allen uncertainty. Got offered Connor and Jeff Wilson for Debo. I'd rather have Debo, and I'd run with that Debo for sure. And then I still look to flip Debo though. I'm not sold on keeping him. Do people realize how freaking great you are? I don't know, Jonathan. I ask that question every day. Do people understand how great you are, Jonathan? And by the way, that was a $10 holler.
To the moon.
Thanks, Mom. Appreciate that, Mom. Okay. Terrence. Terrence is 7-2. I have the Henry owner wanting to trade. My team consists of QB Allen, T. Law, Kamara, ETN, D-Hop, DK, JJ, Tunyon. Who do you move? We might have a couple. Jacobs and St. Brown for Adams and JT, says Juan. Jacobs and St. Brown for Adams and JT. Jacobs and St. Brown for Adams and JT. Give me Adams and JT. Yeah. Send you a text. Please play the Skywalker thing again.
Kenneth Skywalker. Kenneth Lightsaber Swinging Skywalker.
Kenneth Lightsaber Swinging Skywalker, indeed. This to get Henry, bro. I don't know. I mean, I'd trade Kamara for him straight up, obviously. And if I got to give up like an Ayuk, a Myers, Damian Harris, Benjamin, I'm doing that all day. I'd give up, I don't trade ETN. I don't trade JJ. I don't think you're getting him for Hopkins. You'd have to throw something else in. Your only move's Kamara. I'm not trading JJ for him. That's the only way to get him, bro. Your team's pretty good too. Kamara, ETN. You got D-Hop, JJ, DK. You don't really need to make any trades. The only thing I'd maybe look to do if I'm you is try my hardest to get into a Mark Andrews, but you don't really have anything middle ground. You can't even use, even if you threw together every single bench player you had, Damian Harris, Eno, Ayuk, Myers, it wouldn't probably upgrade Tunyon into Andrews, and I don't want you dividing that up. I'd probably keep everything. Why do I move? Let's see, Tunyon, likely. Who do I move to swing this from being vetoed? Oh, wait, here. I have Henry owner wanting to trade. My team consists of tight ends. What do you mean vetoed? What are you saying? Who do I move to swing this from being vetoed? What trade's being vetoed? I don't see a trade offer here that's being vetoed. So maybe I'm missing something. But I gave you my advice on how I would move Kamara for Henry and give up whatever bench player you can, but I don't know that that's going to do it, and nothing else makes sense. But if there's some kind of trade you want me to look at, drop it. Wipe your feet at the door and like the live stream. Says Pleasure TV, dropping a $5 holler.
To the moon.
Appreciate that. Appreciate it. Dropping a super chat just to tell people to like the video. That's what you call loyalty right there. PPR need 2 Foreman, Pollard, Swift, Aaron Jones. I'm sorry I missed the Foreman part of this. I would have probably said Swift and Swift and Foreman. I hate putting Pollard on the bench. We'll see what Foreman does tonight. That's a tough one. I would have said Foreman and Swift, I suppose. Pollard and Swift would have been intriguing, though. Yeah, I don't know. What would I have? I think Foreman's safer. I think it's Foreman, and then you decide maybe Saturday night on the Pollard and Swift. Foreman it felt safer, But they're all 3 of them are arguable. Trade D-Hop for Amon-Ra. No, I'd take D-Hop all day. Again, sorry about your delay, bro. I'm doing the best I can. I don't know if you replied and I missed it, but appreciate you. Eli Link, are you criticizing me again, Eli? Or is Eli actually happy this time? Alex, sit tight with roster or make a trade 3 and 6. Tua, Jacobs, JT, Miles Sanders, Lamb, Mike Williams, Kirk, Pitts, and Joku Foreman. Foreman would have been a decent player to trade before this game, but you wouldn't have pulled a trade off in time anyway. But I would say, looking at the squad, Jacobs is a great sell high. Miles Sanders is a good sell high. Keep JT. Probably keep Lamb unless you can sell high on him, I guess. But Jacobs into if you could trade Kirk and Jacobs into a kind of Skywalker, you could do something like that. I'm all for that. That would be phenomenal. Jacobs into a ETN and a player, or Jacobs into a Kenneth Walker and something. It depends on who you're talking to. Some people love this guy Jacobs to the point where they think he's worth more than Skywalker or ETN. We don't. We know what time it is, but there's some potential value there. Look at that run. Was that Hubbard? That was a good little run. That was a good little run. You can't stay pat. You got to make a move, bro. You're 3 and 6 for a reason. I know you've been waiting on JT. That's part of the reason, but you need to make some moves. I'm selling high on Sanders. I'm selling high on Jacobs. I'm doing 2-for-1s. I'm throwing Kirk and Sanders together in one deal and just sending out offer after offer. Just go down the top of the running backs, down the top of the wide receivers. Find your cutoff point. Don't go any lower than that. Make sure you're winning every single one of the offers you send out, and do it live. Then I'm like I said, I'm finding anchors of my trade. Jacobs for St. Brown and what? Jacobs for Higgins and what? Jacobs for go to the RBs. Stevenson and what? Once you find your anchor, then you go to the roster, comb through it, see what you can add, bring it to me before you make some kind of crazy deal. I traded Connor and Gallup for Pittman. I'd rather have Pittman. Call me crazy. Shoddy with the $5 hauler. Start DJ. I'm sorry I missed this one, Shoddy, over Mooney. I probably would have started DJ Moore. There's a pass. Interception. No, dropped. That was the DJ Moore, too. That would have been good timing. I would have started DJ Moore. I'm sorry I missed this. Drop Algier if I have C. Patterson, Eckler, Stevenson. Algier's a decent hold, but it depends on who you're picking up. But he's an okay drop if you need to drop somebody. Start DJ Moore, Mooney, Goff, or Daniel Jones. I'm probably going to go. Danny Dimes is a pretty decent play this week. Goff's pretty okay too, but I'd probably go, I guess, Daniel Jones if push came to shove with the matchup and all that I expect in that contest. But thanks again, Em. Appreciate you. Living legend, Connor or Jamal. I'd probably go Jamal this week until we know what's what. Will you trade D. Hopkins for Amon-Ra? No. I feel like I've seen that a couple times. $20 hauler. I have Oh, is it a $20 hauler? Did I already answer this one? I have Komet, Hunt, Jeff Wilson on the bench. I stash Watson. Should I pick up Peoples for future to pair with Watson and Hunt? I can get Cooper. I can't get Cooper because I'm the last place guy has. Okay. I have Komet, Hunt, Jeff Wilson on the bench. I have stash Watson. Should I pick up Peoples Jones? Yeah, I mean, I'd pick up Peoples Jones because he's a pretty good wide receiver to pick up and hold, but I don't know that I'm stacking this whole like thing you got going on where it's like you're actually worried about Hunt. You want Watson, Hunt, and Peoples Jones. Like you're just good. Like the Browns are just gonna take over the world once Watson gets in there. I don't understand that. But you know, if Chubb went down, Hunt would be amazing. So I don't mind Hunt at all. I just don't know if I get the thinking behind like the Browns, you know, being the center point of the universe here. But Peoples I do like, and I appreciate you, Robert. I appreciate you, Robert to the moon, for dropping a $20 wad on screen. And Robert, I definitely go get Peoples Jones. Cooper would be nice, I suppose. I don't know if you can trade, but I wouldn't buy him for a lot. I do like Cooper a little bit, but I don't like him as much as some people. I think Peoples Jones has some good value. Give Derrick Henry and Everett for Kamara and Pollard. I'd rather have Derrick Henry. There's risk on both sides, but give me Derrick Henry. Plus, I feel like I can trade Henry for more. Give Kenneth Walker for Pittman and JT. I'd rather have Kenneth Walker. Pick one, start Chuba, Algier, or B. Cooks. I'm sorry I missed this one. I probably would have told you that B. Cooks was probably maybe safer. Higher risk, higher reward was Algier. Chuba was banged up. I wouldn't have picked Chuba, even though he just had a nice run. Doesn't matter. Terrence says I missed the super chat. I did not, Terrence. I'm just a little bit behind. I'm doing the best that I can, but I'm sorry, my guy, for missing it. If you needed something in time and I didn't get to it in time. Kenny Walker, CD, or Amari for Swift. So CD or Amari, let's pick Amari because CD's much better than Amari. So Kenny Walker and Amari for Swift and Chase. I would smash that all day long. And even if they came back and said, I'd smash. I'm sorry. I would smash. Wait, no. What side are you on? Kenny Walker and CD. So Kenny Walker and CD, I would take over Swift and Chase. Kenny Walker and Amari. Would I trade Kenny Walker and Amari? If you're trading Kenny Walker and Amari away, Kenny Walker and Amari away for Swift and Chase. I only do that if you are in desperate need. I don't know that I thank you, Eli. I appreciate the compliment. It's also hard to get to joke around and make people laugh all day long too, Eli. So if you see some recycled jokes once in a while, it's because people like them. And it is hard. Look at Patterson. I don't know that I could trade Kenneth Walker away unless you need a spark. Like you're going and getting two injured players. Swift is on his way up. I get it, but he's still banged up. And Jamar Chase isn't back yet. We have no guarantees with him either. We're just hopeful. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward the Kenneth Walker side, especially if it's CD's involved, but I'd probably just rather have Kenneth Walker and Amari. That's a really tough one. It's really hard to say no to Jamar Chase, but we just don't know what he is right now. Should I trade Lenny and Pierce for Adams? I would take Adams. Yeah. I take Adams, broski. That's an easy one. Appreciate you, M. Look at M dropping another super chat. M, please ask another question. Please ask another question, M, so I can help you properly, okay? Ask me something for Sunday or this week. Or a trade question. Brian Ramsey says Taysom Hill. I don't know what that's referring to, but appreciate your super chat. Probably answering one of the questions a while back. Trade Kamara for Swift and Debo. I take Swift and Debo and missed my other super chat. Let's see. I don't think I did. I think it just took me a while to get to it. This one, I have Olave, Taysom, and Kamara all on a bye week 4. Yeah, I didn't miss it. There was no information here. So I did read it. I just didn't know what to say. So you're calling for help here. I have Olave, Taysom, and Kamara on a bye in week 14. Like, I don't know. I didn't know what to do on that, Julie. I'm not going to lie. So I put my hands up and I said, what can I do? How can I help you? Are you trying to maybe trade Kamara? Like, you just want me to throw out a general trade offer idea? I guess I would maybe trade Kamara for... I'd take Kenneth Walker in a heartbeat. He's got a bye week coming up too, though. ETN, he's got a bye week coming up. Pierce already had his bye week. You'd want to get Pierce and somebody for Kamara, though. Kamara commands more. Stevenson and somebody. Maybe Jamar Chase. He's got a bye right now, but maybe Jamar Chase and a player that's already had a bye, like a running back, a lower running back like Stevenson and Jamar Chase for Kamara. You could maybe go that route. Damian Pierce and Jamar Chase for Kamara. Andrews and a Stevenson for Kamara. Those are all ideas I could cook up. Trade Kamara for Swift and Debo. So in this case, I love this one as well. Swift and Debo, I take over Kamara if I'm you. It is a gamble that you're taking, though. You don't know what's in store for Swift, but at least you got Debo to kind of help with that trade and maybe even still fight for making an even trade, even if you only had Debo at the end of the day. You know, that's definitely how you're supposed to construct a trade. So appreciate you and your super chat. We're going to open the phone lines in a second. Hurst on a bye, pick up Moreau or Knox. I'd probably go with Moreau this week unless Josh Allen's playing, then I maybe swap it back out. I do like Knox a little bit. I think people are going to be happy with him a little bit more so down the stretch. Offer was Josh Allen, Ayuk for Henry, league veto. How do you veto that? What side are they vetoing? I'm not saying I'm not even saying I'm picking a side here, because honestly, I mean, Henry's got more value than Josh Allen. He does, unless it's super flex. If it's super flex, then Josh Allen's got more value. But, like, you still can't veto that. You can't tell somebody they can't have Josh Allen over Henry. Like, call me up and then call the guy on three-way, the commissioner on three-way. Let's talk to him. M, worried that the Colts end up shutting JT down if they lose more games. Do I trade JT, London, and Michael Carter for Fournette, Pierce, and Cooper? That's not a horrible trade because I like Pierce a lot. So that's actually not a bad deal. One that I'd probably consider regardless of what you just said. But I mean, I don't think JT's getting shut down. They look like they're ramping him up. Like he's practicing. Things are in a positive direction for JT. So I don't think they just shut him down after he's returned. If he re-injures himself, then I think they would. I think if he re-injures his ankle again, they will shut him down. Because it's going to be like, okay, he needs to rest it. But do I take Pierce and then trade Fournette and Cooper? If you can trade Fournette and Cooper for like a Hopkins or Fournette and Cooper for a Andrews, and at the end of the day, you're trading JT, essentially, because Carter and London they're scraps. I mean, they're okay scraps, but they're scraps. I'm not even like considering them in this trade. If you trade JT for Pierce, you turn Fournette and Cooper into Andrews, and you get Pierce and Andrews for JT, that's a big win. Am I freaking out and trading JT away? No, I'm not. M with another super chat. Please ignore my fantasy kickoff angst. Appreciate you, M. I'm ignoring it. I don't even care. Out of mind, out of sight, out of mind. And I don't even retain that stuff after about 10 minutes. I've got what you'd call anterograde amnesia. Have you ever heard of anterograde amnesia? Regular amnesia, retrograde, is where you don't remember like an accident. Like I hit my head and I don't remember anything in the past. You know, it could be a half hour, it could be an hour, it could be a week. I don't remember retrograde in the past, retro. Anterograde is where you suffer a head injury and you can't retain anything new. So whenever something changes, like, and then also you're startled, you don't remember anything that just happened. Like you never hold in new information. That's essentially how I feel sometimes, that I've got anterograde amnesia. I feel like I won't even remember 10 minutes from now who we're even talking about that said that. So M, I'll probably remember it now because I'm beating a dead horse with it. But M, yes, appreciate you, M. Let's open up the phone lines, and then we'll take your phone calls, and then I'll go to the voicemails to see if there's any other voicemails. Let's go.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Ada, appreciate you being here. Or Ada. I keep calling you the wrong. Ada. I agree. He's kept an offer there for a while. I might do it. I don't want to let JT go. I mean, I really like the idea of getting... I really like the idea of getting Dameon Pierce for JT in a sense. And then you get Fournette and Cooper to trade away for another player. You know, anterograde amnesia would be great for fantasy football. Like but then again, you could relive the injury over and over. You're live in the fantasy football show. Who am I talking to?
Hey, Smitty, it's Travis.
What's up, Travis? What can I do for you?
Nothing. You just answered my super chat, the JT and Olave for Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
I just kind of want to talk through that and see whether or not you think it would benefit me. I'm 4-5, so I mean I need a win, but do you think I should give up that much depth for it? I haven't done the trade yet. It's just on the table.
It was Olave and JT?
Yeah, Olave and JT.
So your team was again?
It is Hurts, AJB, CD Lamb, CMC, ETN, Walker, Dulcich, Olave, and then on the bench I have Khalil Herbert, Likely, Rashad White, Claypool, Garrett Wilson.
So Adams would be, so if you traded JT, Adams would go into your lineup and you wouldn't have to bench any one of these guys, right? Hurts, AJ Brown, CD, CMC, ETN, Walker.
Right.
Now, can you start Olave and JT, or are you putting one of those guys on the bench?
This week I would be. This week I'd have to bench one of them. But but next week I have ETN and Walker on bye.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, this is a tough trade because I love Olave. I think Olave, he won't hang with Adams, but he's gonna be really good. He can be low end wide receiver 1 material at times, be high end wide receiver 2. Adams is top 4, top 5. JT, we don't know what he's going to be moving forward. I really am hopeful, but the offense will be kind of, iffy, spot and go. Could be disappointing. We don't really know. So, I mean, ultimately, I would say this. I would say you're getting the best player in the deal. You're getting the guy we'd all draft in the top 12. JT, we maybe start taking in the 3rd round. Some might take him in the 2nd, just hoping for the world. But a lot of people making fun of that. You're going to take JT, they're going to shut him down. Like JT's not going in the 1st round. He's probably not going on the regular in the 2nd round. And Olave's not going anywhere near that. Olave's good. A lot of people love him, but he's not a top 30 overall player, top 25 overall player. He's a hopeful. We all believe he can actually play at a top 25 overall player value. I think he could flirt with a top 11 to 15 overall wide receivers. So he's great, but you're getting the best player in the deal. At the end of the day, your lineup improves. Now, your bye week substitutions and all that is probably not even that crazy because Adams is in there, you're losing one potential helper here. So it's not like you're like, oh, I'm really screwed. It's like it's who knows what JT or Olave does in that week. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I'm taking Adams if I'm you.
Okay, yeah, because like next week I'd have to also flex like a Garrett Wilson or
that's not bad. Maybe. Garrett Wilson's fine.
No, that's not bad. And actually, the kid actually just said he would probably put in Devonta Smith if I throw in Claypool. Is that?
Yeah, I'd take that. I'd take
any difference.
Yeah, I would take that. I mean,
I like that because I have AJB. So if anything ever happened to him, Smith kind of bumps up too, right?
Yeah, I would take that trade.
All right. Yeah, that doesn't hurt me too much then, I suppose. I should probably go for the best player in the deal then, right?
All right, bro. Yeah, I would take it.
All right. Thanks, sweetie. I appreciate it.
Later. Second Chance Steven.
Okay.
Second Chance Steven is on the line. What's up, Second Chance?
Hey, Smitty.
What's up?
So I don't see a lot of people talking about this, but I have Cooper Kupp, and I see Matt Stafford showing up on the concussion protocol. What do you think of it? I haven't really heard a lot of people talk about it.
Yeah, let's pull up the most recent news. Just make sure there's nothing floating around there. Let's make sure Adam Schefter hasn't put anything new or Ian Rappaport or anything coming out of those sources here. Yeah, I mean it's tough to say. Let me see if there's any other updates anywhere else. Let me just do a quick search. You're not sitting Kupp. Like if you're worried about Kupp here, I mean you're not sitting Kupp no matter what. Like I don't care what the scenario is. Like Cooper Kupp's a must start no matter what. Does his value, take a down tick? Absolutely. Yeah, I mean right now it's looking like at best 50-50. He's got to practice
I was just wondering
tomorrow. We'll know.
I wanted to call to see if you thought this might be like a multi-week thing.
No, he's pushing to get in there this week. He's got to practice tomorrow to get cleared by Saturday. So it definitely is something that, you're right. No one's asked me a question about that yet, which is crazy. But I think for the most part, a lot of people aren't playing Stafford. And for the most part, no matter what, no one's crazy enough to bench Kupp. No matter what. But it certainly doesn't help him. He still could have 100 yards. My guess is that you would see. Remember what happened when Tua went down? You had Tyreek Hill still getting like 100 yards, but there's no touchdown opportunities. Like, I think that if you take Stafford out of the lineup, Cooper Kupp's still going to get a lot of yards, but he won't have the touchdown opportunities. That's probably how I feel it's going to play out.
Okay. And can I ask one more thing?
Yeah.
So it's more of a league question. So someone in my league sent a trade, and I don't know if it was like to play around or like to joke around, but they sent like Amon-Ra, Amari Cooper, and like 2 other players for Jamal Williams. And of course the guy accepted. And everybody got into a big argument about like, nah, he sent this trade, so it should go through. And other people are like, no, it's obviously a joke. It shouldn't go through. I canceled the trade, but I don't know if that was the best thing to do. That's what majority of my league wanted to do. So how do you think things like this should go about?
You gotta. Oh, I added somebody, but they're talking, so I'm gonna remove them. I think your rules you gotta take a lap as the commission away, like just the ownership of this here. Your rules gotta, tell you what to do here. If you don't have that in your rules, you really are, in a sense, opening the door to these kind of situations, bro. Like you gotta have everything mapped out. Like, what do you do in these scenarios? You always have people vote. You have like 10 people required to overturn something crazy like this, Like if 10 people vote out of 12, that means everybody feels like it's in the best interest of the league. If 7 people want it, well, there's still a lot of people are going to be upset. I personally think vetoes are garbage. I think if you have vetoes in your league, you need better owners. If people are colluding, then you need to get rid of those people. Like that's kind of how I feel about it. But what do your rules say?
So we have majority of people, 8 out of 12 people voted to cancel it, but the other 4 people are kind of like, oh, it's not fair. Like, of course you would accept this trade, but I don't know what to do about the person who sent that trade. Like, it's a league full of.
What was the trade again? What was the trade again?
It was Jamal Williams for like Amari Cooper, Kamara, and 2 other good players. I don't remember who it was right now.
Was it collusion? Like, was he trying to help his buddy?
No. I don't know what it was. I think one player got mad at another person because they thought they were colluding, so then they just sent a trade to someone else.
I don't know, bro. I mean, your rules got to dictate what to do here. Like if it requires 8 votes, then you got it. That's it. If your rules don't say that, you need to write your rules this offseason to protect yourself. Your league should run itself. A good commissioner, and I'm not saying you're not a good commissioner. I'm just saying, like, to be the best commissioner you can be, your rules should take care of everything. There should be no problem whatsoever. Because if someone drops somebody on accident, your rules should tell you what you do in that situation. Tough luck. Cutthroat league. Sorry, Bob. You drop Amari Cooper for free and you didn't mean to. It says it in the rules. Tough luck. If you're gonna do a vote out of 8 out of 10 or 8 out of 12 to allow someone to have Cooper back if they cut him, you gotta have all that mapped out, man. Or you could do some vague thing like if there's ever a problem, it requires 9 out of 12 votes, and if it doesn't get 9 out of 12 votes, not enough people care. Or you just don't. You gotta have. You do have to have some voting involved for something like that. Like if someone was to cut somebody on it, you got to know what to do in that situation. I would say 9 votes out of 12 or 8 votes out of 12 to overrule something is a good number. Past that, I don't think vetoes should be involved, but that's up to everybody else.
Okay. Because I just didn't want it to go through and
I got to move on. My guy. I appreciate you.
Okay.
All right, man. Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure everybody cares a little bit at first, but we got to move on. Second Chance Steven. We can't be talking about your league. You're the 4 guys that are causing a problem here, taking up my time. Second Chance Steven. 4 guys in your league are causing a problem on my show now. Okay, so why don't you get rid of them so they're not causing a problem on my show? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Hey, Smitty. So I got Tua and Dak, and I also have Chase. So I know Tua has kind of a hard schedule coming down the stretch. So I was wondering what you think of trying to trade for Burrow right now, and then I could just plug in Dak for this week, and then eventually I'd have the Burrow and Chase stack. Because I can give you my team if you want, and you can tell me some offers that I could make for Burrow. Do you think that's a good idea, trying to trade away Tua since his value is high?
I mean, I'd rather have Burrow than Tua. Yeah. But I mean, like, just give me a couple names of guys that you're willing to throw in.
I got Deontay Johnson.
Sure.
I got Palmer.
Sure.
I got D-Rob.
Sure.
I have Mike Williams also.
Do it. I'd throw in any one of those guys to get Burrow. And I like Tua. I'm not saying I like Tua. Tua's good. Tua, you could argue Tua is as good as Burrow, but I personally would rather have Burrow, and those are nothing. Those players aren't big deals to throw in. So I'd definitely do that. But that's me. I wouldn't blame anybody. I'm not telling anybody to take a lap if they traded Burrow for Tua straight up. Like it's arguable.
All right, and then I'm kind of set at running back because I got CMC and Pierce, and Ramondre, and I also have Andrews. But do you think I should try to target anyone using Mike Williams?
No one wants Mike Williams, bro. I hate to break it to you. No, nobody. If you can trade Mike Williams for something, I'll give you a free 15-minute phone call to use whenever you want during the entire offseason. Using your honor system. Anybody trades you anything from Mike Williams, I'll give you a free 15-minute draft prep call. No, nobody's trading for an injured Mike Williams. Nobody.
All right.
But what else you got? I feel like I burst through your bubble, bro. I'm sorry.
I think no, it's fine.
Sounds so sad. I feel bad.
No, it's fine. I was trying to trade for Gabe Davis.
Uh-huh.
You think I could make any packages for him, like Williams and someone? I got.
Bro, I did.
Deontay.
I mean, sure. Yeah, hit me with it. Maybe we can. Maybe Deontay Foreman. You said. I would.
I got Deontay Johnson. I got Palmer, B-Rob.
The problem you're gonna find is nobody. I mean, is he on IR right now? Like, can you trade him from IR spot to IR spot?
No, we actually don't have an IR spot.
Yeah, no one's gonna hold him right now, bro. He's not. They just can't. I mean, I don't mind him if he's back, but maybe I'm wrong. Deontay and Mike Williams for one better player like Gabe Davis, I probably would take it. I would take Gabe Davis. Yeah, I would trade any of those guys you already mentioned with for any one of them for any combo of them.
Okay, and then can I ask you one more thing?
You sure can.
All right. So in my other league, real quick, I'm 3-6.
Uh-huh.
I got that at running back. I got Taylor, Walker, and Etienne, and
Nice.
then my tight end Kittle.
Nice.
And then
Okay.
I got Pittman and Lamb. So I kind of need to win now. I'm 3-6. It's I think it's a 12-team league. Top 6 will make it to playoffs.
Okay.
So I traded for Lamb a couple weeks ago, using Damian Pierce. But I don't know. I've heard you. I guess no one probably wants Pittman right now. But I got Taysom Hill. I got Kittle. I got Wilson on my bench. I don't know if I could package someone for an upgrade at wide receiver or quarterback. Because my quarterback right now, I got Heineke. I don't really got anyone at QB.
That's bad. I don't know, bro. This is a little bit deeper than. I mean, I need a little more time with that. Can you leave this question into my YouTube comments and kind of map this out again, and I'll try and get back to you. Leave me a lengthy, as short as you can though, to kind of summarize this and let me think deeper on it. Okay.
Okay. I don't know how to comment on it on YouTube.
You don't know how to comment on YouTube?
Can I send you an Instagram message?
I probably won't find it, bro. I get like hundreds of messages a day. You can't. You comment on YouTube. All you gotta do is find the video, and just hit the comments button. You just gotta be signed into YouTube. If you're not signed in, that means you're not subscribed. If you're subscribed, that means you're signed in. If you can like and do all that, you're signed in, and then just hit that comments button, bro. Just type.
Okay.
You'll figure it out.
All right.
You'll figure it out. You got this, bro. You got this. I'm gonna. What's your YouTube name?
My YouTube name is Too Quick Basketball.
Too Quick Basketball. I'm gonna look for you, bro. I'm gonna look for you. You can do this. All you do is click the comments. You got it. All right, bro.
Number 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Quick Basketball.
All right, man. I'm looking for you. All right, later.
All right.
Nice kid. Yeah, you know what I do find that the younger you'd think that the younger generation's got a leg up on the older generation. Like these young guys growing up with cell phones and internet, like we didn't have when we were younger. They've got to be way advanced. They're not. The younger generations, they're taking too many shortcuts. They don't know. Like someone said this, Smitty, do you edit your own videos? You're damn straight I edit my own videos. You know who doesn't edit their own videos? Young YouTubers. They think, oh, I could farm it out, and then they have this less personable video. It's less personable. They didn't learn the skills they needed to edit videos, and it's like the younger generation's in trouble, in my opinion, technology-wise. They're handed too much. They haven't had to try to figure anything out. They didn't have to try and figure out how to rebuild something with their hands. They don't know they don't even know how to set an alarm clock if it isn't on their phone. Like they don't know anything. And that wasn't toward him, to him. I was just saying in general, like there's shortcut takers. The younger generation shortcut takers. They're in trouble. They're in trouble. Okay. Do I have someone on the phone?
Yes.
What's up? I forgot you were there, bro. Who is this?
Smitty, I'm sorry. I tried to send to chats, and it didn't work out too well. I ran out of spaces. So what I was trying to say is I had Taysom Hill, not Tyreek Hill, and I also had Prescott, and I traded him for Ramondre Stevenson and Mark Andrews. And I also threw in Arizona's defense.
Not Arizona's defense, bro. I'm just kidding.
No, I understand that. I know where you're from. But
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So what was the trade? Dak and what? Give me the trade one more time. Dak and what?
So I had Dak that I picked up off the waivers.
Uh-huh.
I basically have that because I have Hurts. And so I traded away Prescott and Taysom Hill for Andrews and Ramondre Stevenson.
So you basically just blasted him, is what you're saying. Your friendship's over. Is this mom or dad that you did this with?
Maybe I shouldn't say, but I used to work for with him.
Oh, okay. Is he talking to you anymore? Or did your league have a problem with this, bro? Did your league say this is vetoable? Like, I mean, what are you doing here? Taking advantage of people like that.
He may not talk to me after this, but
Yeah.
I had some of the injury problems, and so my bench was pretty light. So I was needing to get some trades done. So
All right, well, good job. You did good.
Thanks for your show. Okay.
Yeah, appreciate you.
All right. Bye.
Guy's taking advantage of his league mates. Pretty hardcore there. Yeah, be nice, guys. The meatloaf. Yeah, I don't know if we're getting meatloaf tonight. Meatloaf. I better not push it tonight, guys. All right, let me hit these super chats. We're gonna get to this game. Anonymous, I'm gonna let you call in one time here. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Let's keep it super fast, though, Anonymous. Okay.
Yo, what's up, Smitty and Dre?
What's up?
I just need help with my starting lineup. So it looks like Allen is not starting, so I got T-Law in. And then I need an RB2. I have either Rashad White, Khalil Herbert, or Dylan. I'm very thin on RBs.
Probably Rashad White, I guess. Momentum's getting building a little bit. Don't rule out Allen yet. What?
Okay. I was gonna also flex Kirk, but if Allen is out and I have to start T-Law, I was gonna bench him for Palmer. What do you think of that?
Palmer or Kirk?
Yeah.
Probably go Kirk.
If Allen? Okay.
I'll probably go Kirk. But, I mean, that's Palmer or Kirk. You're going to get that wrong 5 times out of 10. That's a tough one.
Yeah. But it all depends if
I do like
Allen starts or not. But
I don't mind T-Law, though. I think T-Law is capable any given week. But hopefully Allen plays, man. If he misses time, it's probably one game. At this point, we don't know. No one knows. But it would be one game, wait and see. They walk into the next game, wait and see. It's going to be game by game. I'm sure they're thinking to themselves, okay, we've got what's the Buffalo Bills record right now? Let's look at the standings real quickly. So you probably have the Buffalo Bills looking at they're 6-2. The Jets are 6-3. And so they're probably looking at this saying, okay, look, we've got the Dolphins at 6-3. We got the Patriots at 5-4. We can't have him out multiple games. Is it smart to sit him one game and get him back, or are we running the risk of ruining our season? So they're definitely on the fence here, I'm sure, of whether to sit him one game or not. If I had to guess, I would say there's probably a 70% chance he sits 1 week, but I think it will be just the 1 week. But we'll see. One wrong throw practicing, and he injures it again. Like we're not there. We don't know what's going on. We're not inside his elbow. But I'd say 70% chance. It feels like 75% chance maybe that he's going to miss this week. But it'll be the 1 week if I had to guess, and I'm totally guessing.
All right. I appreciate it, Smitty.
All right, man. Later. Okay, Sutton, Garrett Wilson for Gabe Davis and Pickens. I might have did I not answer this one? I would say give me the. I mean, Garrett Wilson's interesting. I like him a lot. Give me the Gabe Davis side though. I'm just more. I like Gabe Davis. I like Gabe Davis a lot. I think people are undervaluing him. I think that he didn't drop 2 touchdowns. Josh Allen overthrew him in week number 8 in the end zone. He caught it. It was a touchdown essentially. His toes were out of bounds because Josh Allen led him too far. It wasn't his fault. Then he had another missed touchdown opportunity in week number 9. Like it would be a very, very different stat line if this guy pulled in those 2 touchdowns. Everybody's acting like he's garbage. He's not. He's fantastic. And then my Ramondre Stevenson for St. Brown, that's even. If you need a running back, take Ramondre. I take the Ramondre side. If I need a wide receiver, I take the Stevenson side. I like both of these guys near even. Probably Ramondre has a slight edge in fair market value, but end of the day, I don't know that it matters. You know, you need the guy that you need. What's up? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Hey, this is Willis here. You mind if I just give you a quick rundown on my team?
Yeah, briefly.
So basically my main situation here is that I got DK Metcalf, AJ Brown, Jamar Chase, and Juju Smith. And I'm looking to trade one of them for a running back. Probably Jamar. But I wanted to know what you think like a good target is.
You got AJ Brown, DK, Chase, and Juju. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And my running backs are Damian Pierce, James Conner, and then I got the Miami backfield.
Okay. Part of me wonders if you could. What's your record?
I'm 4-5 right now.
What can you get for Chase? Can you swing for the fences and get somebody to give you an ETN or a Walker, or are people, valuing them as high as we are? And I don't want to hear it from the chat. Everybody values these players differently. I see it all the time where Walker's literally well below Jacobs and Damian Pierce and Jamar Chase and all those guys rankings wise. So do you think it's a possibility you could do a 1-for-1 Walker?
Potentially. The guy that has Walker in my league is like 2-7. So he's like pretty much out of contention.
What about Connor and Chase for Walker and something?
You think that's worth it?
I mean, I do. I think Jamar Chase could be a monster if he returns, or he could also be rusty his first game back. He might not come back right off the bye. We don't really know what's going on for sure with that situation. So yeah. Walker's definitely a better value. If you can get something in addition to that, that'd be great.
Yeah. No, I agree with you 100%. But there's actually the guy in my league who has Diggs is shopping him. So like maybe there's something I can like throw him Chase and another piece there.
I mean,
I don't know, like
Connor and Chase would be great. That'd be great. Juju and Chase.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, essentially,
I'm just worried about Josh Allen throwing arm.
Essentially, yeah, but that's why you can probably get him cheap. So essentially, I would give up Jamar Chase. I'd give up Jamar Chase and Juju. I'd give up Jamar Chase and Connor. I'd essentially give up all 3 if I needed to, but I don't know if you need to, but Diggs is that good. I'm all about banking on this gamble. If you're giving away like other sketchy, questionable, risky players as well. Like Connor's risky and questionable. Chase is definitely risky and questionable. I'll take the guy that's not injured himself. His quarterback's injured, but I think Josh Allen's going to play. Maybe not this week, but he'll play the next week, I assume. Still might play this week. We don't know.
Okay.
All right, bro.
Appreciate it.
Later. All right, let's answer these, and then I'm going to bounce out of here. JT and Walker for Swift and Jamar. JT and Walker for Swift and Jamar. Give me JT and Walker. I mean, JT's on his way back. So Swift, but I feel like JT might get more work than Swift. And Jamar, you don't know. You're 7-2 though. Yeah, I take JT and Walker, but it's close. I mean, it's arguable, San. It really is, V-San. I appreciate you, by the way. Smitty used the super chat to get ice cream. Oh, $20 holler from Vamp. Okay, Miss Smitty, you got ice cream. Use the super chat to get ice cream with the little Smitties since Dad never took you to get ice cream. That's true. That's a true story where, Pops, if you're watching, I'm sorry I threw you under the bus, but growing up, there are times, and this is with every kid. This is with me, with the little ones as well. Can we get ice cream later? Can we throw the football later? Sure, later sounds great. Later comes, oh, I'm tired. Can we do it tomorrow? So Vamp is like stepping in as a father figure here, and I appreciate that, Vamp. I mean, we by the way, we have the time machine. We have the time machine. Roy. Najee Harris in week 10 will be worth nothing. Roy! All right, so we got one more super chat, then we're out of here. Vamp, I appreciate you. That's Roy's bedroom. Whenever we need to tell Roy something, we can definitely travel into his room at any time. I have St. Brown, Ayuk, Treylon Burks, Khalil Herbert, Watson. Need a wide receiver upgrade. Who are my options? St. Brown. I'm not giving St. Brown. You don't want to sell him. I mean, someone needs a quarterback, bro. Go get Gabe Davis. Go get Pittman's very, very decent. Marcos says I missed his super chat. I'll go look, Marcos. I'm sorry. Wide receiver upgrades. You could get you have Amon-Ra already. DK, Higgins, Olave, Gabe Davis, Michael Pittman. Those are my targets. Gabe Davis, Olave. I don't think any of those, unless the guy needs a quarterback, he's not taking any of that. It'd have to be a quarterback. Go to a quarterback needy team, see if they got any of those wide receivers. Piff. That's the only option. No one's trading for Herbert. Unless you go to the Monty owner, maybe he's got Gabe Davis or Pittman, and you could do Khalil Herbert for that. But I don't think anybody's giving up anything else unless they need a quarterback. Watson, Ayuk, I suppose. Ayuk and Khalil to the Monty owner for a wide receiver. You kind of have to let me know who they have. But Pittman's probably the lowest wide receiver you could get. That is, I think, still very, very good. I think Gabe Davis is next. Appreciate your super chat. Marcos says I missed his super chat. I don't think I did, Marcos. Trading for Higgins. Now I start. Maybe I did. Trading for Higgins, now I start Swift or Jeff Wilson. I think I did miss this one, Marcos. I apologize. Probably going to go with Wilson's safer. Swift is higher risk, higher reward. I wish I could give you a clear-cut answer there and not double talk you, but bro, I mean, Wilson safer. You want safety, go Wilson. You want higher risk, higher reward, go Swift. But there's still a lot of risk with them right now. We don't really truly know how much work he's going to get. They want to give him more work. I'm excited about him getting more work, but Wilson's probably just safer. Does anybody disagree on that one? Marco says, just traded Lockett for Higgins. Now I have to start Swift or Jeff Wilson. Yeah. Can we get a vote for Marcos since Marcos had to wait for me? Can we get a vote? Does anybody starting Jeff Wilson over Swift, or is everybody starting Swift over Jeff Wilson? Let's drop it for Marcos. Adam says, I trade Cook, Swift, and Kittle for JT and Andrews. Cook, Swift, and Kittle for JT and Andrews. Honestly, I'd rather have JT and Andrews. I know a couple of you, I think it was Pennyfeather says it was too much, but I'd rather have that side. But I'm rolling the dice. Swift is just as big of a risk as JT. In fact, I like JT a little more. Who was that? Touchdown. Who was that? All right, guys. I'm out of here. Appreciate you. I'm live Monday through Friday, every Monday through Friday. We've been live for 2 hours and 15 minutes. I'm live at 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. I'm live whenever news breaks. Whenever there's breaking news, I go live. And I'm live Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at midnight Eastern. That means tonight I'm probably going to go live and do a Q&A. Appreciate you all. I'll catch you tonight. And please like the video on the way out the door. And if anybody missed the beginning of this video, I do my top 4 buy lows. Appreciate you all. Later, Marcos. Thank you, Electro.
Kenneth Skywalker. Kenneth Lightsaber Swinging Skywalker.